another day. It's just another day.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, as the case may be, in your part of the world. For those who don't know me, I'm Zen Archer, and it's a pleasure to have you here with me. I've watched a lot of videos. Well, I watched a few videos today. I watched a lot of videos. And a few things came to mind while I was watching them, and I'm going to try to keep this relatively short, but just to throw some stuff out there, just kind of ideas that I had. First of all, Slayerette put up a video not too long ago, within the last day or two, talking about, you don't know who's watching you, and your family and friends and co-workers and the people at school. When you're out here putting this stuff in the air on the web, have access to it and can find out things about you that maybe you didn't want them to know. That's true. But I think if you're an honest person, I'm going to come at this from a couple different angles. I think if you're an honest person in your life, and you try to tell the truth, and you're not afraid to tell the truth, then nothing that you say would be any great surprise to those people around you. Now, of course, if you come out here and I hate my mom, or my boss is a dickhead, that's probably, first of all, it's probably bad karma. Especially that you're putting it out there. It's a way of saying, I'm like you and my life sucks too. But it's bad karma to just throw it out there. As opposed to saying, there's this problem that's going on and we're not seeing eye to eye, and I don't know where the hell she's coming from, but this is the way I see it, and kind of arguing your case. Which is good karma. And the difference in the two is that one is closed. You're closing yourself off from everybody else. You're pushing them away. You're just saying, just stay in your place. And the other one is opening a door and inviting some dialogue that will perhaps be difficult, but in the long run will create an understanding between you and that other person. Maybe it's a person that you just shouldn't be around. Maybe it's someone who does not have your best interest at heart, the same as you have for them. But it's a public life that you're leading when you put your stuff out here. And that it's kind of, it goes along with the territory. So yes, you have to think, you're responsible for your words and you're responsible for your deeds, and you have to think when you come out here and do things and say things about how it's going to affect other people. And you shouldn't be afraid to tell the truth, but there are ways to say the same thing that are very different. I don't know if it's because I was raised or what it is in my personality, but I've never really been a name caller. I mentioned that in one of the Ask Zens, is that I think it's wrong to say, you're a so-and-so, and you're a so-and-so, and you're an idiot. And although you may feel that way, it's wrong to say that to someone. It's not wrong, however, to point out what they're doing as being not a very intelligent thing to do, or pointing out that they could have handled it a different way that would have been more palatable, at least to you. or just saying what you're doing is wrong and then giving them some reasons why, which is much different than attacking the person. Attack the behavior, not the person. And as I said in that Ask Zen, you don't know what life experiences that person comes to you with. You don't know what they've gone through in their life. And a lot of stuff that they've gone through in their life, they don't even realize that they've gone through. But our life experiences are what forms us and makes us who we are. So because that's true, we act in different ways, and we're created in different ways. And I think that's, actually a good thing, because it's our diversity that makes the world go round. It's the diversity of people that lets you see the truth of the picture, rather than a tunnel vision of the picture that is only dictated by your own baggage. At any rate, I kind of got off track here. But when you come out here and you say things and you do things, and especially when you put it out here, you are opening yourself up and saying, this is me. And there are going to be people who don't agree with you. The hard part is if it's someone who doesn't agree with you, who is in a position of power over you, in order to make your life a little more miserable because you had the courage to just say what was on your mind. And they bring with them their own set of baggage, and look at you. I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer. I think if that's something that you're concerned with, then when you're doing vlogs, if you're not doing it to a particular group of people that you know well, then you have to be careful with how you present the subject matter. If I click into a video and the first words out of the person's mouth is, "you ignorant so-and-so," I no longer hear anything else that they say. That defense mechanism goes up, and you might as well be talking to a wall. And I give that as kind of a tip about making your videos. If you make a video and you start off with, "you idiot," people will listen to the video. In fact, it'll probably get a lot of hits, and a lot of people will listen to it. But they're not listening to what you're saying. They're just enjoying your rant. They're just enjoying seeing you upset. They're not hearing your words. They're not hearing what you're saying. So it's how you present it. So that's a thought about our public lives. I don't know if there's an answer. I don't think running and hiding is the answer. But I think taking responsibility for your words is something that everybody should do. Everyone. Secondly, I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about primarily women, but men do it too, who are on diets and have gone the vegetarian route, saying, well, they're going to stop eating meat because it's healthier not to eat meat, and they're going to do this and that and the other, and so they become vegetarian. They primarily eat vegetables. And I was kind of laughingly pointing out that the largest animals on the earth, elephants, and the largest whale, and giraffes, and rhinoceros, the largest creatures that we have on the earth, are all vegetarian. The animals that we look at as very healthy, like the cheetah, or the wolf, or the bear, are not vegetarian. I also have some friends who are vegetarian, and I notice that they have to supplement their diet with a lot of other things because they're only eating vegetables and they're not getting this mineral and that mineral and the other mineral that are required in order to be healthy. So they have to take pills, and I don't care how natural those pills are. There are no pills that grow on trees. I believe in eating healthy, although I don't always eat healthy myself. I believe in it. And I think that what you have to do is just have a balance. Boo Kitty is complaining a bit. So, that's kind of what I had to say about that. I just found it amusing that the largest creatures on the planet are all vegetarian, and people who tend to be larger feel that the way to get skinnier is to only eat vegetables. It doesn't make sense to me. And please don't write me and tell me, about, the poor little cows being killed and things like that, Frankly, I believe that there is a place for feeding off of other animals. That's my own opinion. Let's see, what else have I got here? Oh, the practice of meditation. I mentioned this a couple times, and it's probably in my mind right now a lot because I'm doing a lot of inward thinking. I'm sure some of you will realize that I haven't put up a lot of videos recently. I've been investigating and reading and kind of going to my own little sanctuary for a while. I see a lot of people meditating, attempting to meditate, with no grasp of what meditation is. And it doesn't concern me so much that, well, they just don't get it. They would like to, they have the want and desire to, and they're trying with in some cases, very feeble attempts, very surface attempts to do it. Some people are meditating simply because at the moment they're watching my videos and some other videos and just think, well, that would be a cool thing to do. And I'm not really trying to take anything away from them. I think if you really want to meditate, if you're really interested in meditation, I believe that you should meditate. And even if you do a poor attempt, that's better than no attempt. Even if you don't know what you're doing, if you can at least find a calm place and be calm for a while, that's a beneficial thing to you. And I don't stop. But I'm going to give you a couple of links, as always, right down here, that will point you to some places that you can find out a little bit more about meditation and sitting. And there are a number of different places that you can go to get some minimal instruction that will be helpful. There are places that provide everything from music to verbal instruction through audio files that are free to you through the internet. It doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is go to the site, click on the audio file. Your real player or your media player will come up, and you can listen and watch and learn about meditation. I thought about doing a whole meditation video about the way in which I meditate, the purpose of my meditation, and what it does for me. And I still might do that. I haven't really given up on the idea yet. But at this point, I'm going to point you to a few websites that you can go to. Most of them At least one of them is primarily Buddhist meditation. I draw a lot of inspiration from Buddhism for the Karma Zen that I practice. But there are other places too. The second place that I give you will be a meditation center in Washington, D.C., and it's primarily Buddhist meditation. The first place that I will give you, though, has a page of various types of meditations from various types of religions, from both organized religions as well as what some might consider cults. And I encourage you to go there and look at that and find the meditation that works best for you. Try a number of them until you find one that suits you and suits your personality, at least at this point in your journey towards a more spiritual life. And when that doesn't work for you anymore, then perhaps you'll move on to another one. But I cannot stress enough the importance of meditation if you're looking to become more calm or a more spiritual person. Also, something that I often find amusing is that anytime someone decides that they're going to do meditations, they all have to talk very quietly, like this. They all have these dramatic pauses. They all sound like monks. Although I'm sure that their intention is to be calming. It's not necessary. It's helpful if the person you're listening to has a pleasant sounding voice or speaks in a pleasant way. But although the intent isn't there, and although I'm sure that they are sincere, it comes across hokey. And when that happens, that does more damage than good. And the reason it does more damage than good is later on down the road you hear somebody say, "Oh yeah, I heard that guy. You have to get in touch with your oneness." And they'll scoff at it. And they'll scoff at it because it was hokey. What they heard was hokey, and it closes the door for them. And they're not interested in anything else. They feel that it's fake and it's not real, and it couldn't possibly work. And so you've lost the opportunity to assist that person in their life, and they've used that and become biased against the message that you were trying to give. And that again brings us full circle, actually, back to what we're doing out here and trying to present what it is that you do in something that is more palatable, easier to take, easier to understand for the general layman, for the average person that they will be able to relate to. If you can relate to them, if you can relate to your friends, perhaps you'll make a difference, or at least you'll turn them in the right direction to make a difference in their lives. And with the Karma Zen that I practice, that's a good thing. It's part of my belief system that it's your responsibility to make the world a better place. So if you can help someone else make their life a little bit better, be it through meditation or however that might be, then you've done a good thing. You put some good karma out there, and I guarantee you that will come back to you when you least expect it. But it will always come to you when you really need it. So this has gone 25 minutes, which was much longer than I had expected it to be. Well, 20 minutes. But I'm going to stop it now. I'm going to thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope to see you again. Keep putting those videos up. When they're not there, I feel somehow abandoned. You know, I feel like where's everybody at? I saw Jen the Lush the other day. I saw some bulletins like the day after she put them up, hollering about how she was bored and why wasn't anybody on AM and where is everybody and did they forget about her? And I guess we all feel that way, you know, when this grows to become such an addiction to you. And I think it does for everyone initially. I've also noticed that a lot of people have backed off from it and kind of are sitting back looking. There are a lot of people that are trying to decide what direction they want to take their videos in. If they want to be entertaining, if they want to be humorous, if they want to just sit out here and talk. Being a people watcher, it's an interesting thing to see what others are doing. By the way, if you haven't noticed your subscriptions, I'm changing topic. If you haven't noticed your subscriptions, all of your subscriptions are not showing currently. I did report this to YouTube through their feedback forum, Contact Us, and I got an immediate response back. So apparently all of the disruption was worth something. And I encourage you to also, when you notice a problem on a page, you know, let them know. Even if you don't get a response back or it takes as long as what mine did, let them know. If they have, you know, 10 people, 20 people, 40 people saying, hey, this isn't working, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And the louder that wheel gets, the sooner they will get to it, I'm sure. So that's all that I have for today. As always, I wish you peace and be well. This is Zen Archer.
It's just another day.